Hi, hope everything's going great for you and that you're having a great day. Well, I had to chuckle when I saw Theo got hit with a lawsuit by someone named Kyle who wants $30 million from Theo for something about stealing his valor. I don't know anything about the lawsuit or what was going on. I don't know Kyle, but Theo has just gotten a bit of reality when people think you have a lot of money. $30 million from Theo? That is bizarre. So, Theo talked to an attorney. His attorney said, yeah, they will try to have it thrown out of court. He doesn't think much of it. My caution to Theo is to make sure that the attorney does get it thrown out of court. The attorney has to file a demurrer, say that there's no case there, basically, and go over the complaint and why there is no case. He can also do and should file an anti-SLAPP motion, special motion, to get the case thrown out based on the complaint itself, not on the facts of the argument, but on the complaint. Those, or one of those, usually should work. And as I said, I don't know anything about this case, but I think probably that will get it thrown out. Now, if the attorney doesn't do it right and the judge doesn't throw it out, well, then Theo moves on to the second phase. Now, that's where it's going to start costing money. The attorney's going to start charging Theo every 6 minutes that he works on the case. Every phone call he attempts to make, every time he writes something, every time he thinks about the case, every time he discusses the case with others, who knows what. But that's when the attorney's fees start adding up. And Theo will have to go through a deposition, interrogatories, and all of the same stuff that Meghan Markle is going through now. She's still trying to get her case thrown out of court, and her case is extremely crummy and should have been thrown out. But even there, the judge is holding on to it with a tight fist and doesn't want to let it go. So these courts sometimes are encouraged to keep these cases and to help these attorneys make some money. So Theo has to make sure that the case gets thrown out on a demurrer or an anti-SLAPP motion to stop the attorney's fees and to keep costs down. So I've been worried about Theo for a while because he tells a lot of stories. And unfortunately, I think Theo often uses the real names of people in his stories. He uses the names of actual people that he grew up with. This is always a bad thing to do. You always want to use an alias, cover up the person a little bit or quite a bit so that someone can't come up and say, hey, you're talking about me, you hurt me, you embarrassed me, whatever, and then try to sue you. So I would advise Theo, in all of his stories, make up a crazy name. Call the guy Elmer Fudd. Well, don't use Elmer Fudd because that name is already taken as a, oops, let me see here, I slipped down. That name is already taken by a cartoon. But make up a name and use it for your characters in your stories. And avoid real names. Avoid real names of teachers. Avoid all real names, and even cloud up the locations if you need to, so that people can't say, well, hey, I can be identified by that incident and that location, so he was talking about me. There are many things you have to do when you start talking in public And Theo's been able to discuss openly a lot of his stuff. But as he goes on, he's going to find that if he wants to stay out of the hands of lawyers and save a lot of money in his pockets, he's going to have to use words like allegedly. And this is all made up on or fake names and fuzzied locations, fuzzy dates and times, no names of teachers and so forth that people can't attach to themselves. These are all things you have to do in this day and age to make sure your money has a better chance of staying in your pocket and outside of the legal process. Anyway, we're with you, Theo. We hope you make it and get out of this quickly with not too much financial damage. And you'll just have to learn the rules of the road in order to maintain the lifestyle you want and not lose your money in the process. But I'd rather have you spend it on lawyers than on some of the dark stuff that you talk about using your money for in the past. Okay, take care. What do you think? Bye.